today's show. I have just completed my perpetual motion machine, and it is going to make me rich beyond my wildest dreams. It works. Oh, that's... Yeah, that's disappointing. Oh, OK, well, if you forget what I've just said, I am Richard Hammond, and this is my Blast Lab. Sorry about that, audience. It didn't go as well as I'd hoped. This is where I perform my top-secret science experiments. To help me, I have two teams who'll battle against each other to win some amazing prizes and answer some of science's biggest questions. Let's see what's in store today. Usually, of course, my top-secret underground lab is protected by a crack team of SAS guards. Sadly, though, one of them is at home in bed with a cold, and all the others have gone round to make him feel better and read him Angelina Ballerina stories. But no matter, I have drafted in the very next best thing. She's the OAP with a PhD in pain. It is my Ninja Nan. Ninja Nan, thanks for standing in. I know, she may look fragile, but she is, in fact, a fully trained ninja. See? Nan, if you'd like to take your place in security... Oh, I wish she'd turn it up. Nan! Nan! Oh, if you'd like to take your place in security. Thank you. Thank you. Away she goes there. Look at her go. I know, the speed is amazing. You're impressed? I can tell. Handy with nunchakas, throwing stars, bow staffs, and knitting needles. She should be there by now. Nan, are you there in security? Oh, there she is. Yes, look, she's turning up. Good. It makes you feel safe, just knowing she's there to protect us against whatever should come our way. Oh, what's this? Oh, picture. Oh, that was when she won the World Tug-of-War competition. Yeah. The following year, she did it again, only using her teeth. They were in her hand at the time, obviously, but she did win. Right, let's meet the people trying to get into my lab today. Hello, where are you? They say they're the yellow team. We can't be too careful around here. Everybody wants to get into my top-secret lab. I'm afraid we have to carry out some security checks. First of all, your names. Identify yourselves by name, please.
Alice! Sadia! Alice!
Alice, Sadia and Alex. Yeah, that checks out. OK, now, under hidden talent in your security file, it says all of you are going to do something. What?
Karate!
Karate. Don't move a muscle. Ninja Nan, if she even hears you saying that, you'd have to shout, but if she did hear you saying it, she'll spring. Right, if we'll make her safe, please. Thank you, lab rats. Thank you. That's it. She'll never cross that line. You are now safe to demonstrate your karate. Oh. You can put this in music. OK, you are the yellow team. Come into the lab. You're cleared through security. Sorry about the security, yellow team. You can't be too careful around here. Where have you all come from?
Manchester! And we are you girls!
That's your own name you made up. You needn't have bothered. You're the yellow team. But welcome to Blast Lab. Now we're going to meet, well, the people who claim to be your opposition. Let's have a look at them. They say they're the red team. OK, you say you're the red team, yeah? And you should come into Blast Lab. Well, we have to carry out some security checks. Your names, first of all. Identify yourselves, please. Ben, Alex, Daniel. Yeah, that checks out. Under hidden talent, it says here juggling.
Yeah.
Who can juggle?
Me.
OK, Daniel, if you can juggle, you can come in. Yeah, that's working, that's working. You are the red team. Come through security. Reds, welcome to Blast Lab. Wherever you all come from.
So we're all, and we are Eureka!
Wow! You're not. You're the red team, but welcome all the same. I've just noticed something. Boys team, girls team. That means competition is going to be fierce. Which team's going to win?
Us!
OK, right. Both teams, time to go and get settled in and comfortable, ready for round one. Away you go. Go and get comfortable. I'd like to introduce now my best friend. His brain is brighter than his headlights. Thankfully, it is Oliver. Oliver Oliver's state-of-the-art fact-nav system. The instruction manual said it was so easy you could do it with your eyes closed. So I did, and as a result, it doesn't work. A lot of the facts are not correct. A lot of them are. What I need is our two teams to tell us which are true and which are false. Oliver knows everything, so when they've given their answers, he'll tell us. If it's true, he'll do this. And if it's false, he'll do this. Right, Reg, you're going first. I'm going to give you a science fact. You have to tell me true or false. Here is your science fact. Venus is the coldest planet in the solar system. Have a talk, have a think. Audience, what do you think? Venus is the coldest planet in the solar system. Is that true or false? I don't know. Quite a lot thinking false, quite a lot thinking true. Ignore them. Do you happen to know the answer to this?
We think we know.
You think you know, OK. Well, what do you think?
False.
OK, Daniel, you think false. Oliver, is it true or false? It is false. Well done, that's a point for the red team straight away. Well done. Venus actually is the hottest planet in the solar system. There's more than 1,000 volcanoes or volcanic centres larger than 12 miles across. That's 19.3 kilometres in diameter, I think. Right, let's have science fact for yellow team. If all of the world's 170 billion trees were cut down and used to make paper, there would be 215,000 million... It's 215 quadrillion sheets of A4. Is that true or false? Have a talk, have a think. Audience, is that true or false? Everybody down here saying false. Everybody there saying true. So I think it's dividing the audience. What do we think, Yellows?
True.
You're going for true. Oliver, is it true or false? It is true. That's a point to you guys as well. It's now 1-1. In actual fact, nearly 4 billion trees are cut down every year for paper, which is about 35% of all the trees that are cut down. A lot of them come from tree farms, so they are, of course, replanted each time. Just some more information for you there. You want the next question, don't you? I can tell that, Daniel. OK, right, your third question. This is the one, not a true or false. This is the one I need you to answer. That's why you've got those boards. Write your answers down on there. I'll give the point to the team who gets nearest. How much, in tonnes, does the Earth weigh? Have a good think, because I'm going to go and talk to the audience. You'll have noticed this cone. What you didn't realise is actually, through science, in Blast Up here, I've combined it with a microphone. Look at that. It's incredible.
Yeah,
what do you think?
About 27 million.
You really look like you're thinking about that one, then. OK. Anybody else got any other ideas? Yes, hello, down here, audience. What do we think?
80 million.
80 million?
800 million.
800 million?
800 million.
Quite a range of answers going on amongst the audience. Our teams look like they're ready. You got an answer? You got an answer, Reds? Both teams, please turn your boards around. Let's have a look at what you've said. From the Reds, 4 billion. Big number. From the Yellows, an even bigger number, 25 billion. Well, the answer is 5.972 sextillion, which is 1,000 trillion tonnes. It's really heavy. It's a lot. You wouldn't want it on your foot, put it that way. And with the biggest answer, then, the point goes to the Yellows, which brings the score to 2-1 to the Yellows at the end of the first round. But now it's mini-science, and this is a round where our contestants will be using ordinary household objects to conduct extraordinary science experiments. And for this, as always, I need the help of my old science teacher. I transported her through time, and things went a bit wrong, so she's now 10. It is, of course, Mini-Miss! Hello.
Are you looking forward to doing some educational and exciting experiments today?
Sorry, what?
Richard, were you daydreaming?
Sorry, miss. I was just trying to work out a new BMX stunt I'm going to try after this show, where I get 2 lab rats... Sorry, miss. Sorry.
Perhaps, if you'd have concentrated more in class, you wouldn't have failed in transporting me through time properly. Richard!
Sorry, I was thinking again, miss. Sorry. What have you got for us today?
Well, Richard, today we're looking at turning forces and levers.
Right.
On their tables, the teams have everything they need to make an egg flinger. Nan is asleep on the sofa, so... What?
I'm just thinking, are we going to throw eggs at Nan while she's asleep on the sofa?
Yes.
I'd like to point out that Nan isn't actually asleep. Ninja Nan is deep in ninja meditation. So don't worry, teams. There's absolutely no chance you could wake her and there'd be a horrible, horrible scene, OK? I just wanted to make that clear, miss. Sorry.
Anyway, once they've assembled their egg flinger, they then have to launch their eggs at Nan.
Right.
And the team to egg Nan the most wins the game.
So how do these work?
I'll demonstrate.
I thought you might, miss. Ah! Oh, you missed it, miss. Never mind. Probably just as well for us all. OK, so that's the theory. Teams, you're going to have some time to assemble your egg flingers, and you've got a choice of pivots to use and a choice of spoons. So as you get going on the game, you can, at any point of your choosing, take this out and change spoon. So just get the basics of it assembled, and then you can experiment when we're in the game with which spoons and how to set them up, OK? All right, you have some time to assemble your egg flingers, and that time starts now. What we're talking about here, actually, is levers. And in a lever like the one they're using, and I have one here in my lab coat handily, it's a very simple thing. It's only got 3 parts. At one end is load. That's the load that you're moving. In this case, an egg. At the other end is effort. That's where you put in the effort to move it. And then separating them in the middle is the pivot. We've given them a choice of where to put that pivot. If they go for this one, nearer the load, then they'll pull this end of the lever down. Quite easy to do, actually. It'll move this end that far, and away goes the egg. If they use this pivot here, they haven't got to pull it as far, but it's going to be harder work to snap it down to there, because all of a sudden they're moving the egg all of this way. The egg will go further. Now, this is because when you've pulled the lever down like that, the egg is moving, if you're using this pivot, pretty quickly up to the top. And actually, Blast Lab's all-time hero, Sir Isaac Newton, said anything that's moving basically wants to keep on doing that until something gets in their way to stop it. Another force, or in this case, Ninja Nan's face. It's as simple as that. But let's see. It's up to the teams to experiment with different spoons, different lengths of levers, different points for the pivot. And judging by the thinking going on, they're really giving it some thought. Teams, our building time is up. We must now move on to the next phase of this experiment, which, funnily enough, is throwing eggs at Ninja Nan. Obviously, for scientific reasons. Teams, there's teamwork here. There's some experimenting to decide which spoons, which levers, where to use your pivots. That's up to you. The aiming, that's definitely up to you. Your some time to throw as many eggs as you can at Ninja Nan, never thought I'd say those words, starts now! Well, they're away. The first egg. Oh, dear. A disaster from the Reds. More force. Teamwork falling apart.
The Yellow's pivot is broken. That could seriously hinder their chances.
Oh, just missed, just missed. You can see the energy in the egg as it reaches the top and leaves the pivot. Oh, just missed her again. Ready, steady, go! So far, Ninja Nan meditation has gone uninterrupted. Oh! Very nearly.
Now the Reds' pivot has gone.
Go! I think what we're having here is teamwork issues. In all instances, it's better to have a loader, somebody to steady the pivot in the middle, because that's essential to the lever, and then somebody to put in the effort, the work, to fling the egg. And we're struggling. They're simple things, levers, but harder than you might think to use.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Teams, you had the unique, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to pelt Ninja Nan with eggs. However, I can safely say that the score is 0-0, which means we're still at 2-1 to the Yellows. OK. Now, medieval warriors used catapults just like these to destroy their enemies' buildings. Of course, they didn't actually fire eggs with them, and their aim was probably quite a lot better than our teams here. They used something a bit bigger. Standing 18 metres tall,
weighing more than 22 tons and capable of unleashing deadly missiles across huge distances towards castles. This is the medieval siege weapon, better known as the trebuchet. Not to be operated by lab rats, this machine needs an expert.
Back once again for the renegade master. D4 damage to ill behavior.
Hello, I'm the trebuchet master.
Our lab rat is relaxing in his castle, which looks suspiciously like an open-air living room to me. Hunger strikes, so he reaches for the phone to order the king of brain foods, the Hawaiian pizza. The outdoor living room is a lovely idea, but placing it in the firing line of the most destructive medieval siege weapon known to man may have been a mistake. Especially as this is actually the largest trebuchet in the world today, and it's being loaded. We're using lab rats to power the machine, as it is quite dangerous, and they're useless, expendable creatures. No normal person should do this. Trebuchets are basically giant levers with a sling and ammunition at one end and a heavy counterweight at the other. When the trebuchet is fired, the counterweight falls quickly towards the ground, which should raise the sling up and send the ammunition flying into the air, hopefully in the direction of our target. It sounds like dinner's arrived. But what state will his beautiful living room be in when he gets back?
OK, hold the experiment. Don't like to be cruel there, but there's another point in this. So it's 2-1 right now. This could even it up. And the point is going to go to the team that can tell me most accurately. They're going to have... I'm going to tell you some facts. 4 attempts at this. 4 attempts at hitting the lab rat's outdoor living room. Out of those 4, how many direct hits do you think it will score? How many do you think?
2.
OK. 2 for the Reds?
2.
Yellows, 2. Ah, yes. Right. You see, the thing is, that means you both either win or both lose the point. OK, let's have a look and see what does happen.
OK. First attempt. It's looking good. It's looking good. It's disappeared. I've no idea where that one went. Brilliant. Second attempt, then. It might be able to reduce the toughest castle to rubble, but it seems Auntie's antique pine chair is another matter. Best we try it again. OK, we're running low on ammunition now. Success! That easy chair never stood a chance.
Well, it was great to see the lab rats easy chair cop it, but sadly no points for either team. And now both teams, it's time for you to leave us and go and get changed and ready, because we're going to be moving on to the final round. Away you go. You've got to get your protective suits on. Quick. While they're going off and getting changed, audience, something else to share with you. You see, none of my lab rats would have a living room as nice as that outdoor living room setup down. And to be honest, I don't pay them enough. So let's aim our trebuchet at where they really live.
At home with the lab rats. Not exactly luxurious, but at least it's got 4 walls. For now. Unfortunately, this particular caravan has been marked for demolition. The early warning drums sound. No reaction. The drums sound again. Still nothing. The drums sound again. Don't the lab rats realise they are in impending danger? Well, at least they got the message in the end. Another almost direct hit for the trebuchet. Let's have another go before it gets too dark to see our fireballs. 3 hours and 30 fireballs later, our trebuchet master is still going strong. Ah, so close. In fact, I think it landed underneath our caravan. Yes, there's smoke, there's fire. So there we have it. If you've got a caravan that you need to get rid of, and you're not in any particular hurry, we here at Blast Lab recommend the medieval siege weapon, which is the trebuchet.
Right, and on that note, it's time for us all to move on to the messy, messy mess test. Which today is the Gungy Bungee, featuring, of course, my Blast Lab catapults designed and built by myself for an elaborate experiment in airborne cat transportation, which was going to be brilliant until the RSPCA became involved before it had started. However, today we're going to use it to project prize pods across the toxic tank into the prize zone. This is the game then. These are the pods. You've got to fire as many of these into the prize zone as you can. This being Blast Lab, there is, of course, a twist. You may have seen we have a member of each team already standing in the toxic tank. Their jobs are, firstly, to stop the opposing team's prize pods as they arc gracefully across the tank. The second job is to return your own team's prize pods to the baskets so they've got more to fire back into the prize zone. The winning team will be the one that gets the most pods into the prize zone, and they will get to keep all the prizes written on them. Things like a cargo copter, plug-and-play electronics set, MP3 player. Each of you will be taking those home. The losing team will have to blow their prizes out. Oh, and just one note for both you players here. This bit of tape here, very important. You don't pass it, because this is the deep end. I don't actually know how deep, but they have found 4 different types of octopus in there, and a really weird sharky eel thing, a lot of teeth, which occasionally shows itself, so you should be fine. It won't go past that tape, I imagine. Okay? It's simple enough. Yellow, you're on the lead right now with the scores at 2-1. And those points have bought you an advantage. You get a 5-second lead. So when you hear the first siren, you start firing. Reds, hold steady until you hear the second one. That's your cue to get firing as well. You have some time to get as many prize pods into the prize zone as you can, and that some time starts, now!
So, it's the yellows with the head start, and they know what they want, going straight for the MP3 player. The second siren has gone, and the reds are in with a chance, as the score is still nothing apiece. Both red and yellow homing in on the prize zone now, although there does seem to be a number of red pods floating in the gunge. A yellow misfire there. Good grouping by the reds. And if the aim of the game was to get as many pods as you can next to each other in the gunge, then they'd be world champions for sure. Oh, absolutely terrible from both teams now. The reds firing high and wide, and the yellows, well, the yellows, they're not really firing at all. It's actually hard to say which team is worse at this game with such fierce competition to come last on display here today. Quite breathtaking. I spoke too soon. A perfect shot launched by the yellows. Whilst reds, what are you doing? Some fine teamwork from the yellows, who seem to have woken up now and are firing on all cylinders. And another for the yellows. Another miss for the reds. Brilliant. Time's running out. Or at least it might be. With my sometime clock, it's impossible to tell.
3, 2, 1.
Stop right where you are. Don't go down that end, I did warn you. Right, let's find out which team has won. Lab rats, for the red team, how many do we have? 2. For the yellows, 4. That means the yellow team have won! Right, this is what the yellow team has won. Ready, Dan? An Uno flash game, each of you taking one of those home with you. Horrible science book. Cargo helicopter. And an MP3 player for each of you. All of those prizes coming home with you. On the other side of this particular equation, the red team, let's find out what you would have won. You would have won a horrible science book each. Yeah, that would have been fascinating. A transforming robot for each of you. Instead of taking those prizes home with you, you're going to blow them up because it is time for B-Day Goes Bad. Well, here we are again. One team, the Yellows, with a wheelbarrow full of prizes, all of which are yours and they're coming home with you. So you're feeling great.
Yeah.
You're happy, content, well played. The Reds, by contrast, are not standing behind a wheelbarrow full of prizes. They're standing behind the plunger to blow theirs up. Sorry, guys, how'd you feel?
Well, we don't feel too bad because at least we get to see the explosion.
Yeah.
That's, you see, it's some consolation. I think it's very generous of me to let you blow your prizes up, actually. What went wrong?
Well, we didn't fix the spoon in the granny egg
in the
channel.
egg flinging,
We
yeah.
didn't fix it.
You messed it up is what you did, let's be honest. Well, Reds, it's time to do the blowing up. So who's going to do the exploding?
All three.
All three. So you share the blame. I think that's the wisest way to do it. OK, well, some inventions are just a flash in the pan, but this one's much better than that. It's a flash and a bang in the pan. Your prizes are in position, ready to go. Step forward and lift the plunger into the firing position, please, red team. Lift it up. Don't fire it yet. Don't look any of the wires. If we're ready, we're going to give you a countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, sort of contained in the bag, but blew the door off. Interesting results. Unfortunately, that's all we've got time for. We've learned today all about catapults and levers. We could have done that by learning Greek and then translating ancient theorems. Instead, we decided to fire eggs at my nan. See you soon.
Blast Lab was recorded before a live studio audience. No lab rat was harmed during the filming. Well, there was a minor injury, but he's OK now, I think.
Dan, check out these great holiday snaps. There are families who've taken part in the CBBC show Give Me a Break.
Oh, yeah, where the kids take control of their family holiday, making it a lot more fun. Look at those smiles.
And if you'd like to do the same, listen up, because we're looking for families to take part in the next series of Give Me a Break.
To apply, log into our website, click on Be on a Show, then fill in an application form. Easy.
Double the laugh.
You're dealing with a chuckle. Do you always like this? Most times.
Double the adventure.
You can throw it at Dom's face. Didn't see that one coming.
Double the fun.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Did you do this?
There's only one place to get all the coolest double acts on TV.
Direct, bro.
Enjoy Double Trouble Week, starting Monday on the CBBC channel.
Why are you filming this? We're on a mission to provide the world with the next great superhero.